So Rory, we're talking about shame, and we'd love to get your input on it.
And what direction of the word shame?
You tell us. What feeds you right now? What feeds your spirit?
The word that comes into just the name is where I always like to bring people in a sensation. It's just the substance of the energy of the word. Like the word of what it means, of the belief system, right? So if I say the word shame and I bring it into my body and I ask for what it really means, there's a connection that I associate shame that is bad, like with God. Okay? Now if God was out of the picture, I wouldn't have shame. But God is everything, God is good. So where am I showing up with shame? So it's not so much about the sexual, that's the first thing that comes to mind to most people, is shame that way. It could be shame that I used to, steal like things back in the days with credit cards, right? Back in the days of being with a crowd, of thinking it was okay to steal, right? Thinking that, knowing that that's not the right thing, but not really knowing, If I really knew that would really hurt my energy and my well-being, I don't think would ever steal. So the shame behind that is that we didn't steal, as my parents didn't steal, like we didn't grow up like where we had to survive and steal. So I'm just trying to understand how I allowed myself to get into a crowd, because I was the leader. I was never one that followed. That area, now that you broke me in, right? It was never about the drugs. That, I think I led myself into doing that without any, no. So I was influenced. So the shame I have is that I'm a leader, right? A leader learns from their mistakes, but they lead the pack, right? And I have a lot of where I have always led the pack. So if it was a group of friends in high school, led the pack. If I was in sleepaway camp at 8 years old, I was in the highest form of connection with my friends. So shame came to a place where I was running off into being in a TMR gang. That's what's coming down to my essence. I went down to such a low level to be with someone in TMR. It's called the Master Race in Queens. And I will never forget Jason Milner. He had a green tooth and he was single and he was in the TMR crowd, and I was there every day being who I am, and I dated him and put myself in a place that I knew consciously I didn't want to be with him. And I said, I'm going to be with him, and my mother would call him Green Tooth. I can't believe you're with Green Tooth. Okay? So the shame of that level of going to be with someone just to be in a gang is shameful. But the deepest part of shame doesn't really resonate with me. It's just shame in the sense that I would go that low, but it didn't hit me in such a impact of a sensation of a cry of what made me want to write this chapter of the book. The main impact was when I got to know God, and God and me decided that the best, purest way as this woman would be is to be and wait for your significant king to come, fall in love, make love. And as much as I had an inner childhood dream where me and my first lover were virgins and we made love. So I always had that feeling of love, that it will be like that. And then the shame comes on where I'm having different outbursts of alcoholism and doing some things I normally would never have done if I was sober. And that's shame. And then the real shame is that when you felt God's presence saying to me, I think it would be best to wait. And then I find, obviously, Michael, right? So Michael came along and he had this amazing experience with me. And I just said, no way would I allow myself to not feel pleasure. So I had this battle with God that I want to have pleasure with orgasmic meditations every day, 8 years plus. And I felt like God was saying, you're having too much energy, too much orgasm, too much, that I'm not able to let you see the essence of the goddess energy you are. So there was shame between me and God. But recently, just 3 days ago, I'm on the phone with a Christian explaining the depth of how I don't feel shame anymore about me having orgasmic practice and doing this tantric essence, because I'll always be at truth wherever I am, even with you, David. Like wherever we are in the frequency energy, I allow myself to fully go. But when something feels like it needs to stop, I allow myself to stop, because it's never going to be like it's not another opportunity to go again, right? It's an energy of where I flow, fully let go. That's why we're here, right? And always in the knowing that I have communication through my voice and through my body has to actually say it first. My mind, if my mind says it first in the experience, then I wait till it goes into my body. If my body is contracting or the heart is racing faster and the thought's not going to what it's happening, then I know I need to take a step back. Does that make sense? So that's honoring that it's an involuntary knowing that the energy's not ready. I'm not ready for it. But if the mind says, this is horrible, I don't know this person, I shouldn't be doing that, my old belief systems, then the pleasure is gone. And the energy lifts and says, okay, you're in control, you're in your thought. But if you allow you to be in the body, what miracles can happen for women and men, right? So in this moment, I break all shame, and I'll tell you the experience next. So we're going to film in a second on the next experience I wanted to share with my lovely master who's filming. So God bless.